Hello, every pony. I am Venomous Pone, and I just thought I'd do something a little bit special here. I am I'm directly inspired by Toon Critics Roundtable's Magic podcasts, and I just thought, well, I've been watching MLP with a group of friends of mine on Discord, and I just thought I would do the same thing. And of course, I have with me Jedi Padawan Daniel.
Greetings, everyone. I am your Jedi preferences and hashtags here. You're Jedi Padawan Daniel. Nice to meet you all.
I also have Violet Bloom.
Hi, everybody.
Logan the Bad Wolf, otherwise known as Sharpwit.
I am probably going to be super awkward today, but whatever. There's always a first time.
Indeed. We have Bosigo.
Hello, greetings everybody. I do mean you all great harm.
And
Oh my gosh.
and our regular person was going to be Kanata, otherwise known as Rainbow Dash Fan 29, but unfortunately he cannot join us due to a sore throat. So basically replacing him is Elite Yoshi.
Yep, hello, it's me, Alita Yoshi.
And okay, here's how this is going to work. Our Bronimaniacs Discuss podcast is roughly going to revolve around us discussing anything MLP related at this point. But it'll be episodes from the show, a fan fiction or two, or heck, I even touch on the comics. But at this point, I think it would make sense for us to start where the show first began. The pilot episode, the season 1 premiere, is what will be coming first. Here is how this is going to work. We will go around here, say one thing that we do like about the episode, and however order we go through, then we'll go in reverse to name one thing that we didn't like in the episode.
So, in a nutshell, we rip off the Toons format.
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much Toons format, because it's a little easier to get ourselves organized, and plus we all want to address our points, and we kind of don't want to repeat ourselves.
And besides, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
Plus, to be fair, it was Toonstring that kind of got us together to begin with.
Yeah.
Yep,
That's another good point.
it's who ripped up who.
Yep, you did. Okay, so anyways, allow me to pick who goes first. You know what? Let's make this a little interesting. I'm gonna go with the order of how each of the whenever the main 6 appears first. So we kind of had our main 6 assignments for us. I am the Pinkie Pie of the group. Bosigo is our Applejack. Violet Bloom.
Howdy, everybody.
Violet Bloom is our Fluttershy. Oh, that was adorable. Daniel is our Rarity of the group.
Oh, darling. Thank you very much.
Logan here is going to be our Twilight.
At the same time, I'm grumbled and I'm flattered.
And Kanata here is going to be our Rainbow Dash. But since he's not here, I suppose Elite Yoshi can fit the bill.
Well, just for curiosity's sake, would I have been Spike if Kanata was here?
You would be either our Spike or our Starlight.
Or Sunset.
Yeah, or Sunset.
Yep. You do not have too many choices.
Not really. Okay, so we are gonna go for what we do like about the episode. We're gonna go in the order whenever the main 6 appears first on screen. So, since Twilight is the first of the main 6 to appear, Logan, you will go first.
And we started with the what we like, yes?
Yes, what we like about the episode. Just one thing.
Yeah, I know, because you see, I watched recently this episode again, and it actually hits me. We all the brownies, the community was started so small. We all been hiding in a closet, thinking we are some sort of weirdos. And at some point, the brownies are started to gathering. We all been, then we all got all these things like the conventions, the the conventions, the artwork, the creativity, all the things. How big brownies are now. But you know what? I'll be original because this episode is the first, and that's actually the positive. This is the episode because at some point everyone are wrestling with in the community. Some of us even find the purpose in life, the meaning in life. Like I don't know, like her keyframe. She's now fully professional. She's making a living of it. But at some point, every brownie will again watch this episode, taking this very first step in the community, the very source of how we are here, why we are here, that brought us together. So yeah, this is pretty much this is the fact that this is the first episode, the one that started, the one that went the different route than the previous two generations. Which, come on, I would never hurt my niece to give her to watch the first, I don't know, generation 3. I would show her this generation, and I probably would start with this episode that brought all brownies together, and we will never ever forget that this is the source of the brownie community.
Well said.
Amen.
Well said.
Indeed.
So,
Yep.
with that said, we are going in order of appearance. So, Pinky, it's your turn.
Okay, so
Venomous.
I'm up. Okay, what I like about the episode, I like how each of the main cast was introduced. I mean, you fully got in touch with what their character is supposed to be right when they first appear. Like how Twilight is the bookworm, Pinkie Pie is the kook, Applejack is the Southern Belle, the workaholic type. Rainbow Dash is like the Naruto type character, someone who is very speed driven, kind of egotistical, but always a driven character. Rarity is the fashionista, and Fluttershy, of course, is the shy one. I really like how each of the characters were introduced. The characteristics were there, the pace, it was all at just the right pace, so the interactions between each of the main 5 and Twilight in the first part was very believable. So yeah, that's what I like about the episode, is how they introduced the main 6. So I'm thinking Applejack appears after
Yes,
Pinkie
Applejack
does.
was next.
So I'm
Yeah.
gonna pass it off to Morsigo.
Howdy, partner. Here's the deal. Actually, Venom touched some points that I actually do agree with him, that of how the main 6 were introduced. Which is funny because I think it was amazing that basically we have an entire part 1 episode dedicated to showing the quirks and, let's say, the frank flaws, and they have a second one dedicated to show the good reason for why those flaws existed. I mean, why they are the way they are. I mean, one good example is that Pinkie, for example. Pinkie is introduced as this weirdo, let's be frank, a very weirdo, energetic pony that does not know the concept of like a personal space. Only to the second part show that he actually is this way because she wants the world to laugh and feel better about itself. She wants everybody around her to be at their best with laughter. That is her tool of making everybody around her feel welcome. I could say also the same, especially for Gravity, especially a reason why she is one of my favorite characters ever. I like how in the beginning she saw as this sort of shallow, very dramatic and passionate girl. Only shows she's very generous, especially when she how can I say this? She cuts off part of her tail to give to
Part?
Steve
The whole
Magnet.
thing.
The I forgot the name of the serpent. It was Steve Magnet. It not in the pilot. It was
Yeah,
well the
Stephen Magnet. Stephen Magnet.
Yeah, exactly. The
Stephen
fabulous.
Magnet, darling.
I like to call him as a fabulous serpent because he's so fabulous. But anyway, I like that. There is one line I do like the best when they're all freaking out. But what about your tail? Oh, don't worry, darling. Short tails are out of fashion this year, and it will grow back. And Rainbow Dash muses, so would his mustache. What I love about that line specific that Rainbow says is not because of the necessity. It's not about the fact that it will grow back on him. That he don't worry. It's the fact that because we all know that Rarity, anything that touches her mane or tail, she would freak out. But since it was another being, like in the midst of something, she was generous enough to forget her own necessities to give them a gift of her heart, and that is one of. I think that pretty much represents how much I like her, and what I think the two parts, like the pilot likes to choose to begin in a very low key, how can I say, a purposeful low key, only to go up higher. So yeah, I would say that I like the pilot very much, and any complaints I have about the pilot are really
We're saving that. We're saving that.
no. I'm not even going to mention that because I don't even have any complaints.
Oh,
I
They are
like
minor.
them.
okay.
So yeah, for me it's a purposely well built pilot for
Okay.
what it was.
Okay, who do you pass it off to? I think Rainbow Dash
Who was
appeared.
after
Yes.
Applejack again?
It was Rainbow
It-
Dash.
Yeah, it's Rainbow Dash. So I passed to Elite Yoshi.
Well, okay. So, sorry, I'm kind of a little nervous doing this.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Sure.
Take your time.
Well, if there is one thing that I can say that I enjoyed about the pilot, it would probably have to be like the entire first half. I mean, it really just goes to show you that, like, one thing that I've noticed from watching two-parters of the series is that usually the first half of it is usually a lot stronger compared to the second half. I mean, granted, there are some instances where it's not true, you know, like with Twilight's Kingdom all the way in season 4. But
Or season finale.
yeah,
Season. It's-
but I think the one thing that I probably enjoyed the most was probably Fluttershy's introduction.
Yeah,
I mean,
I love that
that-
scene.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that like I mean, I have to admit, Andrea Libman.
Yeah.
Did I say her name right?
Yeah, Andrea Libman.
I think
Yeah.
you did, yeah.
I mean, I've never really been familiar with most of her work. Well, other than Pac-Man, other than the other show that I watched on Disney XD, Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures, where she played as one of Pac-Man's friends. But I have to say she did a really good job playing as both Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie in this episode.
Hmm.
I mean, when it's just really amazing that, like, when you hear her voice, like, compared to Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie, they're like complete opposites. I mean, like, we all know Fluttershy's the more reserved, shy type, but then when it comes to Pinkie Pie, she's more outgoing, always willing to do, let's be honest, like reckless things, or, you know, throw parties, you know, be as loud as possible.
Yeah, they're basically the both extremes.
And the,
Yeah,
and the
they're
boys,
two
So
opposites.
Andrea Libman is to represent of yin and yang.
pretty much,
Something
yeah.
like
since,
that.
since they're kind of polar opposites.
Yeah, they are
Yeah,
the reverse. Yeah, they are the reverse of one another.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought that the scene with Fluttershy was extremely adorable, especially when she did that little cry. I'm like going to myself.
Oh
"Aw."
yeah, oh
Yeah, I think we all went there.
it's between
Yeah,
the
and then
comical
she has then her mane is covering part of her eye. It's like it's just so adorable. It just reminds me like a lot of another character that I've seen do that before. I can't remember from which show, but yeah, I just could not help but go Oh man, that hits me right in the heart.
Yeah, it does.
All in the heart.
Yeah, but then when she sees, but then she's more outgoing when she sees Spike.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Ooh,
Yeah.
a baby dragon. How cute.
Mhm.
I never knew baby dragons could talk.
Okay. Anyways, are you finished, Yoshi?
Yeah.
Okay. Who
It
did
was
that?
Rarity next.
Yeah, Rarity was next one to appear. So,
So that means I gotta hand it off to Jedi.
yep.
Thank you,
Yep.
Doctor. One of the things that I liked about the premiere, it's kind of hard to say because I liked a lot of things about the premiere. I liked how some of the characters were introduced. I thought it was pretty interesting. Although, I liked how Nightmare Moon appeared. I thought she had a
Bless
bless
you.
you.
Thank you. Sorry
I
about
thought
that.
she had a pretty good design. Like that was a for villain and everything.
Yeah, I do admit Nightmare Moon has a really cool design.
And I'm not saying that
I'll
because
touch
I'm a
on
Luna
that.
fan. I'm not just saying that because I'm a Luna fan. Oh my gosh, it's Luna, Luna, Luna.
God damn it, Silver.
Someone hit that silver quill copy now.
Where
And
you
that is
are?
why. That is why you away from the mirror pool.
Where's my shotgun?
Shotgun, lame. Where's my cannon?
Oh, darling.
Did
Shotguns are
somebody
so
hit
last season.
cannon?
Oh
Pinkie Pie her party cannon when you need it.
no! God damn it,
Party cannon?
Venom.
I mean the actual
Venom, where is
cannon.
your cannon?
You know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yes, go on, Daniel.
And, I liked how some of the characters were introduced. I gotta admit, Fluttershy was really adorable. Shyness in the first episode, I thought that was really cute.
Mm-hmm.
And I laughed at Pinkie in her fourth wall breaking power.
The beginning of the fourth wall breaking power.
Okay.
And then,
Bending reality.
Okay.
and then,
I just want to add.
please.
I just want to add my favorite line from Pinkie Pie in the episode was when Twilight was looking for the Elements of Harmony book in her library,
Oh yeah, I know
and,
that.
and Pinkie Pie found it. She said, "The Elements." Yep.
Oh, my son.
Yeah, it was under E. It's
I
like
also do.
That was funny.
that is my
I also do.
that is my favorite type of Pinkie Pie humor, when she's fully aware of her environment and just lets on the characters that are oblivious to that, even though it's right in front of their face. That is the type of
Also-
Pinkie Pie humor I enjoy.
Also, I can appreciate her hard stomach because she drew a whole bottle of pepper on that cupcake or muffin,
Wow.
whatever.
It was-
That
baked.
was a cupcake.
Yeah.
It was a cupcake, yes.
Behold,
Oh, okay.
Pinkie Pie, the true Iron Pony.
She truly is the Deadpool of MLP. Only with the redemptive powers could she survive it.
I think
Yeah,
she likes
Rainbow
Jerry
Dash
Sugar
is
so
the-
much. Sugar!
Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, Rainbow Dash and Applejack, go home. Pinky is the real Iron Pony.
Daddy, nobody's introducing me.
Oh no.
Oh, Mary Sue's here. What do you know?
Okay, anyway,
God damn it! First Silver Quill, now Mary Sue.
anyways, Daniel, do you have anything else to say?
Well, not that I can think of. I do like how Luna was reformed at the end. I gotta admit that was a pretty. That was another thing I liked. I thought that was pretty
So
cool.
basically, you like how Nightmare Moon was portrayed
reformed?
from the start to the end to a redemption.
Yes, even though like her villain story was like unoriginal, though it was still pretty interesting. And I admit I liked the fact that we got a little bit into how she got. I mean, a little bit on how she was banished and stuff in the opening and stuff, where we got that book. I have to admit that I thought that was a pretty good way to introduce the start of the episode.
It
Season
was.
1.
Well, it was a serviceable way to introduce the villain, yeah.
Only to
exactly.
be messed up later in the whole timeline in later seasons, but whatever.
Yeah, we are going to discuss this way down the road,
Yeah.
Logan.
Spoilers.
But for some reasons, everything bad in this world happens exactly 1,000 years ago. Discord, T-Rex, Nightmare Moon, whatever was also Crystal Empire.
Chrysalis.
Chrysalis was now. She wasn't before. But Sombra happened 1,000 years ago yet, too. What
So-
next?
The Dazzlings.
Well, there is that joke.
No, wait, that's Yu-Gi-Oh! Never mind.
There is that joke in Shaolin Showdown where they're like, "Why it's always 1,000 years later?"
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that
I
show.
remember that
You know, it's like
Yeah.
it was really 1,000 years ago. Actually, it was 99.6, but I think 1,000 is better.
It does
Yeah.
sound a lot more cryptic.
There was another
Sounds more
joke in
ominous.
Shaolin Showdown, but
Hey,
okay.
Skinny.
yeah, excuse me.
So,
Anything else, Daniel?
bless you.
No, not good.
Okay, so you
Who's
can,
next?
Violet Bloom's the last one.
Yup,
Last
our
but not
little
least.
Fluttershy.
Okay, so I'll pass it to Fluttershy.
Well, okay. I actually like the fact that you guys picked the one thing you like from the first half of the premiere.
I picked the second half as well.
I picked
episode as a
mostly the
whole.
second half. I picked mostly the
Yeah,
second half.
I kind of noticed that.
Yeah, I noticed that
So-
too. But anyways,
So to make it fair, I'm gonna pick the one thing I like from the second half,
okay.
and that is how the girls show the elements that they represent. You know, the scene when they're at the Everfree Forest, that was amazing.
Well, I think like half. I think half of it were really top notch.
Well, I'd
Yeah.
say that was one of those moments. Was actually one of my original negative, but I have a new negative. I have
sorry.
for this.
Oh, sorry. Violet,
Okay.
I kind of lost it. What did you say you like about the first part? Because I lost it.
What I like about the episode is actually in the second half of the premiere,
Oh yeah, the second
and
part. Yeah.
that's how the main six prove themselves with their element, like how Applejack represents her honesty by
Oh yeah.
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 Applejack was actually my original negative because, come on, couldn't she just tell?
Can you say it?
Logan,
that-
save it, Logan.
Save it, Logan.
Save it
for,
for later.
save it
Let me
for
get
the.
it,
Yeah.
please.
I
for
should,
the
but like I said,
nitpicking
that was my original negative, but not anymore. I have new negative.
You can still say it, but once you
Okay.
get to it, you can say it.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
dessert. You have to. It's after dinner.
Okay.
Sorry, but the mood.
We apologize, Violet. Continue.
Especially me.
That's fine.
Especially all of us.
That's fine. I kind of got used to it.
Continue.
Anyway, I like. Anyway, yeah, I can say with the Applejack thing is a little bit, but still, she was being honest, by telling Twilight that it's okay for her to let go of Applejack's hooves, because Twilight is too busy panicking that I'm pretty sure AJ won't have time to explain to the unicorn. Oh yeah, that's right, Twilight's a unicorn.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't have. She knows that trying to explain to Twilight that it's going to be okay, it's not really gonna work, especially in her panic state. So just telling her that it's okay to just trust her and let go of her hooves is good enough. I also like how Pinky's one is really, really her way of laughing your fears away.
Mm.
That was pretty cute. Fluttershy with her love of animals is another way of trying to calm down the Manticore with her kindness. And like you guys said about Rarity and her generosity,
Yeah.
because she's the classiest of the group, and I know those type of people. They don't like getting dirty that much. So yeah, Rarity cutting off her parts of her tail just to help receive Magnet. That's really showing that she isn't that type of classy person. Pony, sorry.
Yeah, it was.
And yeah, as for Rainbow Dash, I have to admit that's actually the type of Rainbow Dash that I wanted. The Rainbow Dash that is loyal to who she sees that really needed her, not for her own achievements.
Yeah, something that was missing in Cars Before the Ponies.
We'll get to that. But anyways.
Yeah.
Fortunately,
Yeah.
pretty exciting.
Maybe one day.
One
So,
day.
yeah. And also at the end with Twilight, it's obvious we know her element is magic, but as the title suggests, friendship is magic. So technically, Twilight is the element of friendship.
Yeah,
In this case, it's kind of the same, just like Titan
in a way, yeah.
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 That's kind of the point. So when Twilight understands that she cannot face Nightmare Moon alone, and that those 5 ponies that stayed with her throughout the entire time at the Everfree Forest is really her friends, that's where she found the spark and defeated Nightmare Moon.
Yeah, I do admit the climax of the second half of the episode, the climax I think is very strong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for the part, yeah, it's pretty solid.
Yeah, but that kind of links in with my negative, actually.
Which you can talk about right now since we're going reverse.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, my main complaint is also in the second act, and that's gonna be how it feels like they had gone through it a little too clean cut, especially since we know from the start that those ponies are going to be bearers of the elements in some form or another.
That's
They make
actually
it too obvious.
So it's a little on the predictable side then.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I want to back up that claim. Like when Twilight is looking through the elements of how many book in her Golden Oaks library, when she stated what the elements were, like kindness, laughter, generosity, honesty, and loyalty. Have you noticed that it kind of dings as the camera pans around
they
each of the
did.
main 5?
I did
Yes,
notice
yes.
that. This
So-
was like, hey kid, here's a hint.
Yeah, in a way, the episode itself kind of spoiled it for us because of that shot.
actually
But still,
Yeah. To be fair, it's not a flaw of the episode since, let's face it, the show and it always was for toddlers, but yeah, for us, it's a negative.
Anyway.
but still, with how they present the ending, that's more of a nitpick, really.
Okay.
But Violet, this is all about nitpicking now.
That's
Now we can lose the dogs of war.
even though it's pretty much the issue of the whole season and part of season 2, but not as much as season 1, but, nitpicking. We're nitpicking.
Anyways,
Exactly, you're entering the spirit now.
okay. Anything else you wanna address, Violet?
No, that's really it. So I'll pass it back to our Rarity, Daniel.
Thank you, darling. Yeah, well, some of my complaints about the episode aren't really that big. Like, one of my complaints was, that one scene with the bridge, with the Shadow Bolts and Rainbow Dash.
Yeah.
Like, when they use the fog to stifle the voices of the other ponies. Like, how can fog stifle your voice? That does not make any sense at all. Yeah, that was one of my complaints about it. The episode, and
Yeah.
the other was, like,
Only one.
Only one. Yeah. So just like how can frogs stifle a voice? I mean, that didn't make any sense at all, and I just I couldn't wrap my head around that. It was just one of the moments I didn't really care for. I mean, like it's not that big of a deal, but it's just still,
It's
know,
still nagging you. It's it's a nitpick, but it's still a big one enough that it's nagging you.
yeah, basically.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, so that's about it. What I
So
disliked about it.
okay. So, I believe Yoshi went before you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Rainbow Dash time.
Okie dokie. Well, I'm not sure if I'm the only one who noticed this, but isn't it's kind of I don't know if this is weird or not, but I think the way that that when Princess Celestia revealed herself, I don't know, there was just something about it that rubbed me the wrong way. I mean, think about
Can you
it.
elaborate?
Think about it for a minute. She said that she knew that this was going to happen. She had already knew that Nightmare Moon was destined to return. But here's the thing: if she had known that this was going to happen, and I'm actually pretty sure that Josh may have brought this up when he reviewed the pilot episode. But then why didn't she try to do anything about it? I mean, yeah, I know that the whole point of it was so that the elements of harmony, the representatives of the elements of harmony would come together. But I mean, like, what if Celestia had tried to stop Nightmare Moon, but then she was unable to, and then you leave it to the then you leave it to the representatives because then that same scene could happen again. I mean, because not only that, but you remember how that this first appearance of Celestia also kind of foreshadowed how it kind of like when the show first premiered, it kind of gave us this assumption that these alicorns were all godly, and they could literally solve a problem, with just one spell from their horns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just makes me wonder. So it's like, well, if she had known that was going to happen, then why didn't she just do anything about it? I mean, yeah, that would have wrapped up the plot kind of quickly, but still, I mean, if I had to rewrite it, I would have done this. Have Celestia reveal herself. She tries to take on Nightmare Moon, then she gets her butt owned, and then have the scene with the elements of harmony come in, and
Welcome back, Logan.
That problem gets solved. Well,
Fair
would you
enough.
agree with that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough.
I will say about it my share when it's my turn. But yeah, I kinda do agree with you, but I will elaborate that more later on.
For one, God damn it, Discord for
Alright,
two.
so-
Sorry that I'm interrupting. And three, what did Jedi didn't like?
Daniel addressed how Rainbow Dash showed her element of loyalty.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And
The scene,
I mean,
the scene at,
I
the
just
scene at the
I hated
bridge.
the part of the episode that was in it. I mean, I liked how Rainbow Dash showed her loyalty and stuff. But it was just like the fox stifling the voices and stuff. That was just, yeah.
It just didn't make much sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know I was nitpicking about that, but still, just.
And okay, who's right now? Because I'm left
Well, it
trying
was on me, but I gotta. Okay, so who was
Bosigo.
Applejack?
Oh, yeah, it was me. Howdy, partner.
Yep, and I
Let's
passed
see.
off to you.
Yep. Oh boy, here's the deal. I'm trying to discern the actual complaints for the nitpicking, even though I should be nitpicking right now. What I was going to say? Well, also to go with Elite's point of Celestia, it's kind of like the same problems that we have in such series such as, let's say, Harry Potter, where we have like Dumbledore and each major mage taking a back seat for the kids to save the day because protagonist and all of that. It is a very effective storytelling, yes, but it does raise the question. But if I have to stretch a bit far, I would say that Celestia was concerned that if she had to face Luna herself without the elements and only her powers, maybe she would be forced to kill her. Like, with only the elements she could banish her or reform her. If she was trying to do on her own, she would have to kill her. So maybe it was that, I don't know, that is a bit of more interpretation and me pissing on the wind personally, but one thing that I have to complain, however, is this. How is this prophecy that Nightmare Moon will return with the stars alight and all of that other nonsense? I'm like, who the hell wrote that prophecy?
Probably
Celestia?
Starswell?
Yeah, because here's the deal. I hate prophecies in those stories. I'm like, why those prophecies? I mean, like, why the hell? I mean, who wrote them? How did Starswell got this power of foreseeing them? I'm like, was Celestia with her foreseeing dreams thingy? And also, the stars have this power of releasing Nightmare Moon. I don't know. I can buy that Celestia knew all along that Twilight would make friends, and that would be the key of helping her sister.
Some time ago, I've done the theory about that, but maybe I'll talk about it when it's my turn.
Oh no, if you want to dabble about it, you can just say a piece of it.
A long time ago, when I was still doing theories without reviewing and without the character, I've done the theory that maybe Celestia knew all along that this will happen, and because she immediately recognized the Twilight Cutie Mag when it showed as an element of magic, and that's why maybe all thing was the Celestia plan, this whole event. To make Twilight the bearer of the elements of harmony. But maybe she didn't know about the rest of the main six, or maybe she did know. I couldn't tell, but I think that was all the Celestia plan, to make Twilight the bearer of the elements, who would really represent the elements and could unleash the full potential, because that's the thing with Celestia. She could use the elements, but she couldn't unleash the full power of it. But someone who represents the element can unleash the full power.
Yeah, and also, yeah, exactly, and also, yeah, again, could be, not be, could maybe, because the way that she shows up at the last second with the sun rising to see Luna is like, the way she was talking, she's giving me the vibe that she knew all along how this was gonna play it out, and it was counting with them to save her sister. That
we see where I come from.
Yeah, because she had to use the elements. She could not use her own powers to banish her sister. Maybe because she was too weak, or maybe because she would have to do something drastic. I mean, more drastic anyway than to simply...
Actually, I have another theory about Celestia, but that's fresh. Okay, sorry.
No, that's okay, Logan. That's fine. Also, another major point that I have...
Just one thing, dude.
Oh, please continue.
Okay, so I guess I'm next.
Yeah, it's Pinkie Pie.
Okay, I'm next up. Okay, what I don't like about the episode, let me think here. Okay, I got it. Alright, what I don't like about the episode, am I the only one that thinks that, the, presentations of what each of the main 5 represents is kind of out of order?
Wait,
You mentioned it, yes.
wait a minute. Are you talking about like when each of them went for their own trial and each one represented their, like with...
Yeah, I talk about the trials.
Yeah, I mean, I actually thought that was kind of weird too. I wanted to address it, but I thought maybe since, I thought that maybe somebody else in the group was going to address it.
Yeah, okay. Here's my point about that. Okay. So we start off with a rock slide, pretty much. And a couple ponies almost fell off a cliff. Okay, good start. Then you had to find a manticore, a beast, if you will. Okay. Then we come to scary looking trees. Fine. Then we cut to Stephen Magna with a mustache being swiped. Ugh. I know some people really like that scene, and I get why, but I don't know. That scene just made me cringe. And
Well,
and finally, Raymond, the scene in the bridge. I was like, oh, how the heck does that make sense? I mean,
Magic.
I'm
To
gonna.
be fair, it would actually make more sense if if Nightmare Moon would be impersonate the Wonder Bolts instead of Shadow Bolts, because Rainbow Dash could not know that Shadow Bolts will be the best. How could she know? So yeah, that kind of I'm with you on that.
Okay, to borrow a criticism from the mysterious Mr. Enter, it's like, okay, so the Shadow Bolts are like the greatest flowers in the Everfree Forest. Okay, well, that's like being the greatest driver in the middle of the Gobi Desert. How the heck does that temptation make sense?
well, to be fair,
Exactly.
Rainbow Dash is kind of an idiot, so maybe she bought it.
I don't buy that.
No. I
Neither
know.
do I.
It's just to be cheeky, but it is kind of it is basically kind of a if you analyze it, you do have a point that I'm rambling. Why would she pick up this mysterious group when she knew about one that she knew for a fact it was way better? But yeah, I think it was the
Which kind of,
oversight, let's say.
that wasn't even my main complaint. It actually leads to my biggest complaint about the episode as a whole, which is specifically for part 2. Okay, the second part I thought was incredibly rushed.
I heard that many times.
Yeah.
Sorry, sorry. Which part of the second part do you refer? I did not get it.
Basically, the majority of the second part, up until the climax, I thought was severely rushed.
Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, yeah, it's a very quick pacing.
Yeah, it kind of goes back to kind of what I said about earlier about when we were talking about what I liked about the episode, and I kind of brought that up.
To actually, for the episode defend, it's the issue with the whole series, after all.
Yeah. So I will give it.
Not every episode.
Yeah, I'll give it a benefit of the doubt because it was the start of the series, so it was trying to find a stride. So I'll give it a little bit of leeway, but I still think there is a legitimate criticism.
And besides, probably Lauren Faust had to cut many things from the episode because of Hasbro.
Yeah, probably.
That's not the cruel hand clutches of Hasbro, that one.
Actually, there is a theory that originally Lauren Faust conceived it like a direct-to-video movie, but then Hasbro wanted to make it just a 2-parter episode.
Because if you see the way that it is presented, it feels more like a cartoon movie than anything else. It felt like that Foster Home for Imaginary Friends first movie that was kind of the pilot of the series.
Yep. And let's not forget Disney used to do that all the time.
Foster Home was actually also Faust creation, so that's kind of says something.
Yeah. Okay, I have nothing else to say, so I'm gonna pass it back to Logan.
Yeah, Logan, set free of your nitpicky
Okay,
ways.
originally I was going to say about Applejack and hey, why she couldn't just say, jump, Rainbow Dash is above, she will catch you. It just went, I don't know, maybe it's a matter of changing 1 or 2 words or adding one more. But no, I've rewatched the episode, and I also want to be going to Celestia, why she all did this, because, like I said, I think that was her plan all along. I will go with something that maybe some people would not agree with me.
What's that?
Nightmare Moon is not threatening at all.
No, she really is not. I mean, the worst thing that happened during that point was that it was just dark for a few hours.
Her presence is overwhelming, okay, and I like her design. Design is cool, but when you think about it, she's a freaking Alucard on the loose, and she's just like, I don't know,
Goofing around?
Goofing around, exactly, charging on Twilight, and she could just, I don't know, zap her, or all of those tries, like she was actually trying to help the main 5 to discover that they are the bearer of the elements, instead of, I don't know, stop them. For me, it's like she wanted to stop them by using the huge-ass boulder, but ended up throwing little rocks on them. That's how I see Nightmare Moon. She's not a threatening villain. and that would be big, and that would be small issues if we would get the usual for all the villains. But I don't know. Even later, we get Discord, we got Chrysalis, and Chrysalis is really scary. Discord is more
a chaotic sadistic trickster.
Yes, but Discord also know how to reach his goal without even sweating. Without even breaking a sweat. He was just clever, but that's the scary part of Discord.
Not to mention that. Oh, continue, please.
Okay. But to finish, Chrysalis was scary as a whole. The whole of her presentation, how she was introduced, because dude, shivers, all the shivers when I first saw Chrysalis. Probably maybe that's why I like her more than all of the villains.
Yeah,
Also,
that's fair. I mean, I also am not really a huge fan of Nightmare Moon as a character per se. And like Logan said,
I will. Okay, continue.
Like what Logan said, her demeanor, basically with the Eternal Night thing, isn't really a legitimate threat on her part. It was just I also kind of had the same issue with the Dazzlings and Rainbow Rocks. It's like they're not really legitimate threats. It's more due to the lack of foresight than anything. Because, like, if it's like Eternal Night, like it's nighttime forever. Okay, wouldn't like all the plants and everything just die off, and wouldn't all the opponents starve because of this?
Yeah.
Someone tells me that Nightmare Moon did not think her plan through.
Yeah, she really didn't.
I think, to be honest, I think that is kind of intentional with her because, well, she's basically a villain born out of jealousy and vanity. She's basically.
I also have a theory that Nightmare Moon and Luna are not the same entity. They have shared the same body, but they have separate minds. That's my theory, also.
Yeah, no, that's basically they are definitely not the same mind. I mean, she was born out of jealousy, sure, but she created a mind of her own.
Okay, I know every single person here has made that comparison before, but. You know what Nightmare Moon is? Nightmare Moon and Luna is basically? She's
Jack and Mr. Hyde?
No, she's basically Anakin Skywalker.
I never thought about that.
She's basically Anakin Skywalker.
But you know what what I also had to
Well, considering how Anakin was a very stupid idiot in the prequels, yeah, I can see that.
Whiny.
Yeah, we all made that complaint.
I don't like
Kylo Ren in the first movie of Episode 7.
But you know what? I would also add one thing to why this is negative for me, the whole Nightmare Moon.
What's that?
Because we later have Nightmare Moon in, I don't know, Season 4 and Season 5. She was in for, I don't know, 10 minutes total in those 2 episodes. And in this episode, she was actually more threatening than this whole episode here.
Yeah, I agree with that.
In Season 5. She was much more threatening for this 5 minutes in Season 5 finale than she was in Season 1 opening.
I agree with that. It came to a point where, okay, can we have that Nightmare Moon back, please? I kind of want to have Luna. I know it sounds petty of me, but after seeing the Season 5 finale, I kind of want Luna to change back to Nightmare Moon.
The only defense I have for Nightmare Moon right now is the fact that this was the first season this was still mainly targeting the young audience, so they couldn't just make right away the Chrysalis, but because
No. Yeah, when it comes to like first villains, I think Nightmare Moon fits the bill perfectly, but as a whole,
Yeah. She fitted the role perfectly when there were no other good villains. Yeah,
pretty much. She served her purpose. She served her purpose.
Also, I will play a bit of the devil's advocate. And here's the deal. You know that stupid part where she charges right at twilight and she teleports away?
Yeah.
That was the start of my negative.
Yeah. I would say that this was stupid, but calculated stupidity, because I think that they would show that she was so arrogant that she wanted to play this game along with Twilight, because basically she was like in this You're serious, aren't you? No, you cannot be serious. When she gives this deadpan expression like, really? You're going to charge me head on? She's like, okay, fool, I'm going to charge you then. Yeah, it's stupid, but I
She
think
could
it's
just-
more like arrogant stupidity, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if she would be more clever, she would do an Indiana Jones.
Yeah, exactly. But
know
yeah,
why.
But
yeah,
I would,
exactly. But overall, please continue, Brandon.
but I would argue that if Nightmare Moon tried to zap Twilight, she would have still teleported anyway. Because
Yeah,
remember,
she
she was
would,
about
but-
to
yeah.
charge the Nightmare Moon, but she teleported.
Yeah,
But
she
fact
would,
is the
but
fact. She could just zap
would
Twilight
be-
instead of goofing around.
Yeah, but it is way more about she not being an idiot. But to be fair, in that one single part, I think it was more arrogance than idiocy for the sake of idiocy.
Yes.
But in the rest, yeah, she doesn't do much, and that's kind of disappointing. She doesn't do like big threats. For example, Discord. Discord, what makes him great in the season 2 premiere is that he messes with each of them personally.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah, but,
But-
anyways, I think we're being the bottom of the barrel here. Okay,
Yeah.
alright.
But that would be such a sludge.
Okay, each of us here, I believe, has made our final rating for the episode out of 5.
Yeah, we have.
Since I'm the one who organized the whole deal, I'll go first, just to get the gist. Okay, I give the episode a 3.5. I give the episode a 3.5 out of 5. I mean, it had a lot of good moments. It is a good start to the series, but I don't know. Due to the Ross pacing of the second part and then really an unthreatening villain, that just almost kind of killed it for me. It could have been a great start, but it could have been a great start, but right now it's a good start. Anyways,
Well,
Daniel.
Either that, or we would have something really bad start.
Yeah.
Huh?
Daniel, what would you give it?
I give it a 4.5.
Okay. Why?
Well, mostly because of what I told October before, or like points and stuff like why y'all disliked the episode. Y'all brought up a lot of interesting points and stuff, and also considering how we all liked some of the parts of the episode, I just had it together and I thought it over a bit. And yeah, I still love the pilot. It's just that
Okay.
there's just some parts of it that were just.
Okay.
But yeah, I give it a 4.5 out of 5.
4.5. You get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Violet.
I give this episode premiere a 4 because it still kept me entertained, but at the same time, I can see the flaws. But at the same time, this is where it all started. So, yeah,
Alright.
they're still kind of experimenting, testing all that stuff. So, yeah.
All right. Bosigo.
Mine is 4 out of 5. The 4 is from everything I like. The one missing from to make it 5 is it's my little nitpicks that I summed up into one single bad point that we all discussed about. The whole deal of the pacing and the Nightmare Moon
Yeah,
problem of her not being that much threatening outside of physical looks.
Okay. All right. Logan.
Yeah, I usually don't do the ratings, but I will also give 4. Pretty much the similar start for the series, but it's at some point it feels a little bit cheesy. But to defend that, after all, they wouldn't know that the Brothers will be a thing, probably, even though they're still targeting the young audience. But after all, I think it is a solid story. I still enjoy this episode pretty much. It has its problem, but it's a good start. So, solid 4.
Okay. Yoshi.
Well, I kind of tend to do my ratings a bit differently from the 4 out of 5 ratings after all. You've seen how I've kind of rated it through our Discord chats. But seeing as how we're doing it by your rules, I would mine is basically the equivalent of an 8 out of 10 or 4 out of 5 stars.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so
Here's
to
the
me,
thing.
like, or-
I know that the pacing is definitely one of the main issues with this episode, but to be honest, I don't think it's the worst example of the
Hey,
pacing
James.
I've seen. I mean, like comparing it to like episodes later in the show, like an episode that I like, Rarity
Takes
Takes
Manhattan.
Manhattan, or Applejack's Day Off. It's nowhere as bad compared to those episodes.
Alright.
But yeah, and even though I have that nitpick with Celestia, it doesn't really subtract from my final score of the episode. It's just a minor nitpick that I have with it. I mean, after re-watching the episode, I do understand Celestia's actions, but it does raise a few questions.
Okay.
And as like I said, the first half of the episode was probably the strongest part, so most of my enjoyment came from that. I still enjoyed the second half, and I also enjoyed the conclusion to the episode, even if it did come off as a little jarring.
Okay, so here's how it's gonna work. Each of us gave our rating for the episode, and now we're gonna add them together and make it like an average group rating. And according to what I record, Daniel gave it the highest rating, and I gave it the lowest rating. But none of our ratings are in the dislike category. The lowest rating rating that was given was for my end, which is a 3.5, which is basically equivalent to an okay episode. So once I did all the math, I think our let me add it here. So overall,
5 hours later.
no, it won't take long. It's not gonna take long.
I want to introduce you all to my good friend James Cork, also known as the creator of the movie Slate and DeviantArt.
Hello.
Hola.
You shut up. Stop giving me credit.
Credit that is rightfully yours, you bastard.
Boy, there is so many people in this call.
By the way, I did.
You guys are still with the first 2 episodes of the entire
You better
show,
quickly
right?
wrap
You're
this
still
up,
with the pilot.
To be fair, James, here's the deal. I did show them the comic that you're doing about the Heath Swarming Tale, and Daniel loved it.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, you
I have
got
to say,
yourself
I'm
another
not-
fan now.
I am only the artist. Remember that half the credit has to go to Rated R Ponistar, who's the guy writing it and commissioning me for it. So don't forget to check out Rated R Ponistar's DeviantArt and his Patreon as well. He's a kick-ass guy. He's a really good friend.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be more than willing to check him out.
Okie dokie dokie.
But guys, do you want me to also give my 2 cents about the episode, or am I too late for that?
You can still give it 2 cents.
Give it away, James.
You're talking about the series pilot, right?
The first,
Yes.
the 2 parts. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the friendship magic and the elements of harmony. Well, to make it very quickly, I think it's one of the weakest episodes of season 1.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it is one of the weakest because if it's meant to be an episode that introduces people to the characters of the show, I think it does a terrible job at it. Because the only character that gets introduced properly in the 2-parter is Twilight Sparkle, which makes sense. I mean, she's the protagonist of the show. She's the one that has the character arc. So as a character piece for Twilight is a good episode, but when it comes to everyone else, you get to know a couple of things only. You don't get to know their personalities, you get to know part of their goals. You know that Rarity likes to make things pretty, and that Fluttershy is good with birds, and that Rainbow Dash wants to get into the Wonderballs, and Pinkie Pie is weird, and that Applejack has a big family. You don't get to know how they are personally. They all seem to have the same voice. They are weird, kooky, and over the top. It's not until the next episode that they all start to have distinctive personalities. That Fluttershy is meek and shy, and that Rarity is full of herself and she has hopes and dreams, etc. So yeah, when it comes to the besides, Nightmare Moon is a weak-ass villain who's weak to. Her weakness is monologuing. Her weakness is monologuing. She's like, I'm going to let the main character of the show monologue before me and give lessons while they are preparing to load this weapon of mass friendship to blast onto my face.
I also want to add that there are some instances where Nightmare Moon kind of reminds me of Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty.
Design-wise, she's very Maleficent, but she's way more useless than Maleficent, because at least Maleficent managed to put Sleeping Beauty into a coma. Nightmare Moon didn't put anybody into a coma.
They both have very stupid and petty reasons for it, but at least Maleficent got some. James, you know I love...
Oh, go ahead.
No, please, James, sorry, I have to remark that while everybody here pretty much liked the pilot, I have to invite you, of all people, that think it was the weakest of them all.
No, I'm not saying it is the weakest, it is the weakest pilot. I'm not even saying it's the weakest episode of Season 1. I say it's one of the weakest episodes of Season 1. The weakest episode of Season 1 is Over a Barrel. Hands down, the weakest episode of the entire season. But the premiere, if it wasn't for the 6 next episodes that came afterwards, I wouldn't be talking with you guys right now, because what a
actually kind of defend this episode. It wasn't, after all, meant to be a one-shot, so it kind of the point to only introduce the characters and expand their characters later in the series.
I like to think that they chose to show the low key of the characters, like the worst parts, only that they can go higher from there. Because if you show the best of the characters please continue, Valent.
If I may, James, what would you give the episode out of 5?
Out of 5. We are not doing out of 10. Well, that constrains my opinion a bit. I will give it 3 out of 5, but I wouldn't. Perhaps 2.5. Middle of the road. I will say if I were to give it out of 10, I will give it a 6 or a 6.5. So let's give it 2.5.
3 out of 5.
So that's
let's make it 3 out of 5. Let's make it 3 out of 5. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the equivalent of a 7 out of 10.
James,
I'm. Go on.
No, please, you do. You first.
Consider that I have a bit of lag, so my voice connectivity on Discord right now, it flickers between red and yellow, so that's why I'm talking about you guys. I apologize for that. My internet is stupid.
That's fine.
No, when it comes to season 1, I am one of those people that look at the past more critical than with the rose-tinted glasses, considering also that episode is like 7 years old. And that is not really the past to me. To me, that's yesterday. So it's not really that long ago. It's like when people say, Season 1 of MLP was so perfect, Season 6 is so shit. And I'm like, it was 7 years ago, guys. The show has the right to keep expanding and getting better. You cannot knock it just because it's ruining your headcanons. So, yeah, I am one of those people that looks at Season 1 and says, dude, thank God that we got seasons 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 afterwards, because season 1 is not the strongest.
Well, we'll be covering all of season 1, so you might have to suffer a little bit longer.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Quite honestly, I think season 1 is a perfect fine season, even though too simplistic. But season 2 is the one that has the most amount of episodes that I cannot put up with. Season 2 has a couple of episodes that I just deem unwatchable.
Okay,
and if you are going to go through them, expect criticism.
Okay, okay, if I may, we want to wrap this up here. Okay, so I divided all our ratings, including James, and overall, we as the group this is the rating that we give the episode as a group, not as individuals. But the group rating is 4 stars.
Yay!
I'm okay with that.
That is really good. I went and threw it off. I'm pretty sure it was 5 stars before I came in. Sorry.
No. No. It was actually 4 stars before you came in too. So nothing's
because
changed.
your rating is the same one of Venom, 3.5.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not alone. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also gave the episode 3.5. It's a good start, but it could have been a great start.
Well,
I can agree. Biggest
James,
problem is the hyperbole.
I kind of understand your pain about rating an episode with only the 5 points because I personally do not do ratings. I kind of like to say that each episode has its own classification, but
Just like that.
I still. Yeah, exactly. So I am striping here as well.
Okay.
High five, bro.
Yep, high five.
Alright, we're about ready to wrap this up here. We're now gonna do a post show because the stream kind of lasted a little longer than I expected.
And besides, that's news part.
So, thank you all for joining us on our very first ever Bronimaniacs Discuss. We will be covering more. Stay tuned every Saturday at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. But that's when we'll be doing our Bronimaniacs Discuss podcast. And next weekend, we'll be covering the Ticketmaster.
Oh yeah.
So,
Fun
so yeah.
That's gonna get interesting.
Yep. So
Yeah.
I'll notify you on Twitter and maybe on DeviantArt and Tumblr. So I will see you guys. I'll see you guys next Saturday. Take care, everyone.
Bye, everybody. May the force be with you all.
Bye
Bye.
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 See you
next time.
And
Bye, everybody.
and to end it.